Notice how the price action on the 30-second is going down, so you can draw a line, like a blue line or whatever. Not there. At the bottom of the recent range. No, you don't need to go out. So from 1034 on.
That.
See how the price is going down, but the delta is flat?
Yeah.
So the price is going down, but the volume is flat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, make your delta like the same. Grab the side of the delta chart. Yeah, there you go. Make it go higher, like where it's kind of equal on both. So on your 30-second, zoom in on the delta, like make it a bit taller. There you go. Now draw a line on the top of the price action where it's slanting. Yep. And notice how the volume's also slanting. So we have lowering price, lowering volume. But if we look at the buy side, it's going down, but the volume is flat. What do you think that's telling us?
Going down, but price is flat.
So look at the bottom line. So when you draw your lines, the bottom line always represents the buyers.
Okay.
The top line always represents the sellers because sellers on the top, buyers are on the bottom,
Yeah.
right? So look at those relationships with those lines. It seems like the top line on both of them are the same.
Yeah.
So what would you think that is going on in the volume?
Sellers are natural.
Correct. But notice how the bottom of the price action is slanting,
Mm-hmm.
but the delta is flat. So who do you think's in control?
Sellers.
Correct. So that bottom line kind of doesn't even matter. There might be a little bit of spoofing in there, which we can see. See all those white squares?
Yeah.
There's a huge cluster of white. Now let's go to the 3-second. Draw your reclaims on the 3. You don't have to do. Yep. So watch that 3-second bar. See how 3 white bars came in? Watch the hard right edge. Let's see which way they're spoofing. That was not a spoof low. That had real volume come in. So that's a spoof. That's a 4-tick spoof. You see how they 4-tick spoofed it?
Yeah.
And brought a heavy buyer in? So then it's spoofing low, spoofed up, spoofing low. Look, it's just pure spoofing. They found a buyer. Now they initially spoofed it up, but it brought in some natural buying. So let's try to figure out what direction they're going. So now we have a brief sell divergence. It's not too bad. It actually kind of matches. Watch those white bars. Figure out which way they're trying to go. Natural volume. Spoof it up. It brought in buyers. Spoof it up. Spoof it down. So they're unidirectional. You see how the white bars are kind of coming in on both ends?
Yeah.
See, that was a 4-tick down move. So we know they're going 2 different directions. We're going to run some drills. Make sure you're on a drill account.
Yeah.
So they spoofed it up 2 ticks and then brought in 2 buyers, and then they spoofed it up another 2 ticks, and they didn't find anybody. Because again, all those white bars are being done on 15 contracts or less, which
Mhm.
is they're pulling. So go ahead and shrink that white box on your, there you go. There's sell divergence. Notice how the volume popped, but the price is down. So draw a line there to there. It's kind of matching. It's not really off. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. So I want you to start narrating the white bar movement for me. I want you to just tell me what you're seeing.
Okay.
We need to practice your narration skills. So just say 2 bar up, 2 bar down, 3 bar down, 2 bar up.
So it looks
That was
like
a 3 bar down.
3 up, 2 down, 1 up, and then they brought in volume.
Keep watching.
1 down, 2 down.
So when they are putting in a 1 bar, they do that everywhere. But they always do that to like just try to get another guy in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're seeing 2, 3, 4s, especially 3 4s, you want to really pay attention to that. So keep reading it.
2 up, 2 up, barcoding, 2 volume, 2 down, 3 down, 2 down.
So what do you think is happening in this section? Not the whole section, just this immediate.
Spoofing up. It looks like there's spoof drifting up.
Okay. Now look at your 30-second. Notice how the delta got balanced. There is no outstanding. There's a little bit on your 3-second. Notice how it almost matches with that old one.
Yeah.
Now notice that there was a heavy reload. See that dark bar? They finding sellers. Yep. See, in that section, to me, it looked like it was 2 ways. So what we know is if they're 2 ways, we can possibly take a trade once the book is balanced. Look on your 30-second. Look how they hit the top of that reclaim.
Yeah.
and then it dumped. So we know that the market makers are trying to do what?
Balance.
Okay. And they're willing to trade which direction?
Short.
Well, it would be any direction.
Yeah.
Why are they willing to trade any direction?
To generate volume.
I would say they're trading any direction because they're just playing both sides, to be fair. So if they're playing any direction, how should you play?
I suppose I have to play any direction.
Correct. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
Because who moves the market?
The market makers.
So what I want you to do is start looking for potential areas of book balance. I want you to start paying attention to the reclaims, especially on your 3-second. Now look at your white bars.
Yeah.
Which way are they trying to push?
They're spoof drifting up.
We know they've been 2 ways, but the book is imbalanced, mostly up. I think it could go either way. But we're getting really clean ranging on the book in some areas. Now they're getting, so we got balance above. You see how they sort of almost closed that entire reclaim and then the
Yeah.
price started dumping? Now I'd argue that that shallow green movement at 1059 on the book is reclaim as well. Just pure buying in there. It's shallow, but
here.
all that green, yeah. So we're getting unidirectional. Now on your 30-second, there's a divergence. You can see it. Those 2 major peaks, there to there. But that's not, the price went up, but the volume went down.
Yeah.
What is that telling us?
Sellers reloading.
No, spoofing.
Oh, okay.
So it makes no sense for price to go up and then volume goes down. And that's because of the spoofing we're seeing.
Mhm.
They balanced a little bit up top. Watch your white bars. Rebar up.
2 up. 2 up again.
Now, what I would do is I would look for the book to balance low.
3 down.
And 3
Found
up.
something in here.
The book
3
has
up.
balance. Go long.
Okay.
Get ready to go long. You in it?
No, I didn't get filled.
Now, there is a little bit of reclaim risk on the bottom side, but we're kind of hitting. So they are going against you. They are going up as well. They're starting to sink into the book. I would not be in this position. Are you in it?
I pulled it.
Okay. See how they're sinking into that reclaim a little bit?
Yeah.
So the thing is, are they going to hit into that? You see that?
Yeah.
Went into it. Your book is going to, and look, they're gonna close it. The thing about your delta is they're going to want, unlike price, the delta, you can tell when they want to go for an imbalance.
Hmm.
There's a little more below us. You have some balance. The price has stalled. You can try along.
Okay.
Now there's a little bit of a where?
43.50.
Okay. I was gonna say wait for them to bounce that little section right there. Now they may pull up a little bit. They're not giving us that 3 bar. There's a 2 bar. So we know there's sinking. Go ahead, just cut it. It's all right. You cut it?
Yeah.
All right. See, they started sinking into that.
Yeah.
That was sort of the sign to get out. They have balance. We know we got upside advantage. Potentially. Zoom in a bit. So we know they're giving us mostly a down signal with the spoofing. Now there is a divergence. Draw the the line from the low pivot, the lowest pivot of this price up. Yep. And then so more selling volume, buying is going up. They're reloading here. And then you can see some of the darker red in there. Now see if they are willing to just shove this. If they do, that's telling us the buy divergences don't work. So buy divergences are not working. So when we see another buy divergence, we can consider going against it. They're obviously spoofing lower. The problem is there's still a little bit of book imbalance above. We know there's somewhat unidirectional. Kind of, let's see what they're doing on the 32nd. It looks like they're going into a reclaim on the 32nd.
Yeah.
Now draw the reclaims on your 3-second. They're spoofing it up by 3. You can see them. There may be a slight pullback. Go ahead and go for the long. The book is slightly balanced.
39.50.
Now, if this ain't working right off the bat, you're going to want to try to get out for a tick or two. Try to get out. They are spoofing it up.
I think I got it for a tick.
All right. So they're doing seller divergence. Draw a line at this little micro range, and then match it with the delta. No, the top of it. So, yeah, see, you could even draw the whole deal, really, that whole micro range.
Like from here.
No, well, I mean, from right there. So draw just like a flat.
Oh, fuck.
It's roughly flat up there, right?
Yeah.
But draw from where that bar, from bar to bar on the delta, you can see how, like, go down. Yeah, see, they're hardcore reloading. So we have book and balance above us. Almost. So we know when they book, once they take that reclaim, you can potentially go for a short. Okay?
Yeah.
We are being a bit aggressive. Make sure that book is tight. So we know they're drifting up a bit. As soon as that white box closes, so you could probably get in about 39.25,
Okay.
maybe 39 because the reloadings are really hardcore. If you can't get in there, go ahead and try 39s. Oh, I'm sure you
Alright.
got it.
Got 39.
Okay. See if the book is balanced up there. They spoofed it up by 3 ticks. That's not good. Spoof by 2. Watch your white bars. Watch your white bars.
Yeah.
They're finding buyers. They're spoofing it 2 ways. Not looking too good. That's telling us they're willing to go both ways. There you go. It's working in your favor. Are they going to take? Keep watching your delta. So if you can get a point, 38.50, I recommend it. Because this isn't going to give us everything. We need to still scalp. The book had balanced, actually. You need to cut it for a tick or 2. Get out of it.
Took a 1 tick loss.
Wait, were you at 39.50?
39.
Okay. So delete your shaded box on the 3-second. It's all right. It's just a drill. So we know there's a big position up here. We might be able to reattempt it. So you got a few red reclaims on the 3-second. Draw those. So we know they're building a position up here. It's a big one. And we know on the 30-second there's more imbalance low. Now they spoofed it up by 2. See the white bar? 2.
Yeah.
So they may attempt to rebalance up. Draw box on that large green candle. Now you got buy divergence. Draw from the lowest wick on the price action to the other low wick. And they immediately blow it out. The book is tight up here. Go ahead and consider shorting. Let the book. They're reloading yet again. Are you in it?
No, I never got filled.
That's all right. Let's cancel that. Unless you got it.
I took a break even.
Okay. Notice how there's another divergence. There's still buy reloading. That's the second buy reload in a row. So they're really catching this area. Draw another line. A secondary line. So that's unusual. See, they diverged it, but then they broke the divergence.
Yeah.
Only by a couple of ticks. So that's telling us they're gonna find a top side. So go for a long and you're gonna go for book balance. Make sure you have book balance. Make sure you get the price action is tight. Or the delta's tight. They just spoofed up 3 bars. That's good. Go ahead and go for it here. 39.
Got 39.75 or 25. Sorry.
Now we have a double R on the 32nd. 2 reclaims in a row. Get 2 points out of it if you can. Book balance on the 3-second. Need you to consider potentially getting out at some point. Because now they're doing selling fucking divergence. Go ahead and pull it 40-50s if you can get it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to just take whatever you got.
Chase it by a tick. Got the point.
Notice they're doing a seller. It almost looks like there's seller diverging up there. Draw some lines to double check. So anchor, usually anchor from the highest bar. So if I say seller, it's going to always be, and see what. So the volume's roughly flat. So yeah, a little bit of seller divergence. Go ahead and redraw your reclaims. See how, I don't know if you understand what's happening right there.
No.
Like why I had you exit.
No.
You don't?
No.
So there's been 2 buyer divergences in a row.
Okay.
You drew the one, but then they broke it by a few ticks. So look at the first one.
Yeah.
Like look at the price action. They broke it. They broke out of it right there. But then they held it again. That's unusual. They haven't done that twice in a row. That's a change in character.
Okay.
But we know that today is like 2-way price action, right?
Yeah.
So we had a seller divergence. If today is a two-way price action, then that means the seller divergence could hold.
Mm,
But notice they broke it.
yeah.
So if they're breaking it, if we had two buy divergences hold and this seller divergence broke, what does that tell you?
We had two buy divergences hold, but the seller divergence broke. I don't know. That they're gonna fail the up move.
Well, that means we're going up. If the sellers couldn't hold the market down and they broke through it, then the market might be going up. If sellers are reloading and they get pushed, that means the market might be going up, right? If sellers can't hold the market down, that means it might be going up.
Okay, I see what you're
They
saying
try,
now. They're trying to reload and to get back for their campaign, but they're failing.
but for some reason the market is actually dumping.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're spoofing it low. Well, we know the market is unidirectional.
Mm,
And if they put in two buy divergences and the first one failed, then let's see if they put in a second sell divergence and see if that one holds. And then they throw it back down the 36s. There's a sell divergence. Notice your volume, this micro range. Notice how the volume wicked up.
yeah.
So draw a line up there. Not right there. On the micro range, the most recent. Right here. Nope. Just that flat spot.
Oh,
That super micro, that barcode basically up there. Yeah. So match it. So it's holding. Let's see if they break it. Now they're spoofing it up. They might break it. They're fucking with it. So I would tell you to go long.
okay.
Oh, she just
Guess I'm
squeezed
not.
you. So they tested the second seller divergence. Remember my theory? Well, if two buys held, maybe two sells held, would hold, but it didn't. I could see they were fucking with it. And when it now extend that yellow line to the right,
Okay.
the last one you just drew. No. Right before the breakout where I said get long. Yeah, right there. Now draw a new yellow line from where you left off on that yellow line and draw to where the breakout was. See how it is going up on less volume?
Yeah.
Price action's flat, but it just went up on less volume.
Yeah.
They're spoofing it up, and we can clearly see that with that 3 white bar as it went up. See the right before the breakout there was a 3 white bar?
It's right here.
Yeah, and then right before that there was another 3 white bar.
Yeah.
That's what caused it to do that.
Okay.
So when you're building a narrative, you're looking for the patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So draw some new reclaims. Now we got more seller divergence. So draw from not the big red bar on the delta, but like see the next set of bars. Go to the delta. There's that green red. Yeah, go green red. Now draw up there. So now they're holding a third time. That's telling us that sellers are really willing to defend, and we might just be in a range. So let's look for a pullback and then go short.
Okay.
Get the book to balance. So let them run up. I know they're spoofing it up. Go ahead and whenever you're ready, look for a short somewhere. Try to get the book to balance. I know they're spoofing it up. And the book is right when it gets kind of near the top of those other red
All right,
greens
took
right
it
there.
here. Got it. 42.25.
You probably get 2 points out of it or something. The sellers are diverging again, which is a good sign. So they're holding it.
Take it there. 2-pointer.
So does that at all make any sense?
It's really starting to. I think it's just basic pattern recognition for me. It's like, I don't know what's fucking comparable. I don't know. It's asking someone who's never looked at these patterns to recognize the patterns. It's like one time I sat my girlfriend in front of my fucking monitor. I put it on sim and I was like, "Here, trade." And she didn't know what the fuck she was doing. She can't recognize the patterns. You know, in this scenario, I'm so new to divergences, these fucking micro divergences. I can look and physically see the pattern. I can see from one pivot to the other and measure it from the other pivot to the other. But in my brain, I don't have that neural pathway. I don't have that connection that says, "Oh, this means this. X means Y." I need I need that screen time, you know? It's like when I first got into trading, like the very first week that I ever decided to look into trading, I couldn't remember what bullish meant and what bearish meant. I was like, wait, is bearish good? Is bullish? Wait, what? And I couldn't, because my brain, it was new terminology. I didn't know what that meant. You know, I had to
Yeah.
learn. And I feel like these divergences, I just need to get enough reps in to know instantly within a millisecond to know, okay, this X means Y, instead of having to think about it, you know? But
You notice though, we faded against them spoofing all the way up.
yeah,
You notice how it was all white bars.
yeah. And I've been leaning too much into that lately.
Correct. The thing is the one thing it's multiple factors of support. The better the story. So expand just your 3-second
What do you mean, like maximize it?
max win. Yeah. Zoom out a little bit so we can see where you drew your first lines. So I suggest you start drawing blue lines on the bottom of the bars. So go ahead and recolor those bottom. Don't worry about those. Color those blue
Um,
and then color the uppers red to the right. Just a 3.
I'll do like magenta so I can see it.
That if that's what you think works better. So look, just from the sake of like auction theory or whatever, 2 blue bars. The first one failed. So they did diverge it, but then they puked it by only a few ticks.
Yeah,
And then they regained control again. And they really jammed it up. Right?
yeah,
So they were willing to defend that area. So if you're noticing divergences in this, like these upside divergences, um, so do me a favor. Just somewhere on the chart, not on the price, but in a black void, draw a blue line going at a 45 up, and then a blue line. So draw a blue line at a 45 up. Yeah. Yeah, make those blue. Now draw in another black spot, maybe on the lower right, a magenta line going down at a 45. Yeah, like that. So look at your blues first. So the top bar is going to be price action of what you just drew, and the bottom is delta.
Okay.
I want to label it. So put PA and then D. Yeah. Now do the same thing with the pink. The top one is PA.
Text.
Okay. Now look at your blue bar. Price action is going up, but delta is going down.
Yeah.
So there's more selling volume, but the price action is going up. Well, that's telling us they're reloading. Why would the price action go up if the volume is going down? Why would that happen?
Absorption.
Reloading, absorption, icebergs. Correct. If they are selling, because if a delta is going down, they're selling,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's volume. But the price action is going up. How could that be? The buyers are strong. See how it looks like a mouth opening?
Yeah.
Okay. Now look at your sell side. Your price action is going down, but your volume is going up. Look at the delta. How could that be?
Sellers are absorbing.
Are you just saying that, or does that make sense?
It makes sense because if price is going down but delta's going up, it means that buy orders are hitting the market, but that the sellers are absorbing them. They're eating them. They're just recycling. They're eating those buy orders and puking them out because
So
they're stronger.
these two divergences are going to be this is what you're usually going to look for. So now let's do this. Draw your pink lines like the blue lines are. Just pivot the lines. You can just pivot them. So pivot that up and make it look like the blue ones. Yeah. So price action is going up, but delta is going down.
Mhm.
How is that?
The sell orders are hitting the market, but
But the
the
price action is,
buyers are eating those orders.
they may not be reloading here, actually. What this is telling us is they're spoofing.
Okay.
So see how the price is going up, and we're measuring the top of the price action. You're always going to put red on the top of the bars. That's the roof of the house, and the blue is the foundation.
Okay.
Support and resistance is floors and roofs,
Mhm.
right? The bottom is support, the top is resistance, right?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that, or does that confuse you?
Yes. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Red on the top, blue on the bottom. Think of a fucking redheaded woman with a big ass. in blue jeans. Red-headed woman. So she has red hair on the top, blue jeans on the bottom.
Okay.
That's how you need to be drawing it on the price action. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you'll see it where it'll diverge the opposite way. Now flip your blue lines where they're going, where the mouth is closed. Price action is going down, but delta is going up. That could be spoofing. Now the sell side could be reloading.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to measure it. But sometimes the sell side's not reloading, and the sell side price action is going with the delta. But for some reason, overall, the price action is going down, but the delta is going up. They're spoofing. So flip your divergences. Blue should always be open mouth. So when you're drawing your divergences, the blue jeans, the blue jean bottom should always be open mouth
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. So now go to your reds, your red head, the one that we were doing. Red top, red head should always be closed mouth.
Okay.
Because sellers are reloading the buying volume. It should always be like that. Now let's color all of our bars on the delta. So do the tops blue, or the tops red, bottoms blue. And then let's look at each one of them and see what the shapes are. Now there will be a little bit of nuance to it where it's not always super universal like that, but that is the general guideline. Open mouth buy, closed mouth sell. Okay?
Okay.
You have another yellow bar over there. Now let's zoom in and look at the very first one. Now stretch that. Is it an open mouth or closed
Yeah.
mouth?
Open mouth.
It's open mouth. And what does buy divergence always need to look like? Open or
Open
closed mouth?
mouth.
Okay. Go to the next one. Let's look at the pink one. Now it's not quite a closed mouth.
Yeah, but it wants to be
This is
kind of.
this is where you have the exception. See, this is where you have the exception. You can have sort of a flat top rising bottom or closed mouth with a flat top. So go ahead and zoom out real quick and go to where you drew your pink example. Draw flat PA rising delta. So the delta would look the same. Yeah. So look, same thing. Volume is going up, but price is flat. What is that? There's a wall there.
Yeah.
Okay. And your blue will do the sort of the same thing. So that's rising wedge. So you have closed mouth or rising wedge. Okay.
Yeah.
Now on your blue, go to your blue, draw the PA flat. Right? Expanding wedge. So it can be open mouth or expanding wedge. And go to the pink. Closed mouth or rising wedge. Okay, so let's look at go to the very first pink you drew. It's got this shape.
Yeah.
Go to the next blue. Notice right there. And it's you're really going to be looking at a lot of this sort of microstructure, like hardcore pivots, shit like that.
Mm.
Notice that the mouth is slightly open right there. Blue
Yeah.
to blue. See how it's slightly open?
Mm.
Now, obviously the bottom of the jaw, which would be the delta, that is gaping
Yeah.
more than up there. So it has that shape. And then look how it gets more extreme on the second test.
Yeah.
See the gaping? Like it's really opening. So it's almost like it's trying to gasp for air on that first blue, and then it really opens up, signifying even stronger divergence.
Mm.
A stronger of the more the jaw is open, the stronger the reloading is, the heavier the position building is.
Okay.
The more reloading, the more strong the sellers are. So the wider the mouth, stronger, right?
Yeah.
Like that first pink to the left, it's not quite as strong as it would be if that pink was like slanting down on the
Yeah.
price action. If the mouth was super closed, that's super fucking strong.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, nonetheless, that's telling us something. Now
Yeah.
go to the next pink. Again, somewhat of a bit flat. Like if you were to draw, you could probably shorten that pink line up a little bit. Draw it from the top of the pivot to right there, yeah, like that. And it would give you that shape. You can and make sure so when you draw these, you need always the same length,
Yeah.
right? They need to be the same width when you draw them, bar to bar almost.
Sure.
So that's given us the shape, but it's so brief.
Yeah.
Go to the next area.
So I
They
drew
get it right
2 here.
there. So you could draw 2 arrows or 2 tops. Make sure the lengths are the same, the width. Okay, bring it in. Yeah, there you go. So it's kind of flat top, right? You know, it almost is pinching. Yeah, but wait a second. What happened here?
Open
Notice
mouth.
how that's usually a blue thing.
Yeah.
So when your pink divergence is an open mouth, that's telling us wait, something ain't right. That's telling us there's some spoofing in there, which we can see because of the white bars.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few of them, 5 of them before the breakout. So draw on the bottom of that and see maybe if there's any fucking sell side or draw a blue line. It's not quite an open mouth, but it's getting there. So that's why the pink doesn't look right.
Yeah.
The buyers kicked in and reloaded a bit. See, the mouth is opening. Pink is always closed mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Red is always, I mean, yeah, pink is always closed mouth. White, if it's open mouth, something's not right. They're either spoofing or something is happening on the buy side. In this case, we see the buyers kicked in. Look at your next pink. Closed mouth.
Yeah.
Now let's zoom out. So let's put it together. Zoom out on everything. Where the first divergences were. Yeah. So from left to right, don't scroll the chart. Buyers held, but then they got fucking immediately puked. That's going to happen just because the buyers hold doesn't mean that they don't get puked. There are times when they do get puked.
Mm,
That's telling us the buyers are fucking weak, right?
yeah.
It almost immediately puked. We know that if we continue to see patterns where the buyers are doing that, but they're getting shoved, um, they're weak. They
Yeah.
can't. They can't. Something's happening. Then we had a sell side come in. Really a heavy sell side. You could even drag that line way over to the right. Yeah, and you could see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You could even drag it more if you wanted to, like on the PA, bar to bar. There you go. I mean, they ate that motherfucker up. Well, if the blue puked and then the sellers are reholding, then the sellers must be strong.
Yeah.
Now, notice they did balance the book. Notice they took a lot of that reclaim back before they dumped it.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's another story. And then look at your blues. By divergence, puke, but only by a little bit. It didn't puke as much as the first time, did it?
No.
But then they immediately diverge it, but it gets wider.
Yeah.
And look how the price just rips.
Yeah.
Not only does it rip, but it rips through that heavy fucking sell diverge to the left.
Yeah.
See that big pink line? They blew through that. So this is giving me like two unidirectional or bidirectional price action. Then we have a little bit of selling. But here's the deal. I don't really trust the sellers because those two blues down there are a changing character.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than when we were watching channels,
Yeah.
right? Character. Two blues in a row like that. I'm not seeing that. And we knew they blew out the sellers. And then we'll keep going. We keep going. Look at the next sell. Okay, well, there's two in a row. So my question is, if there's two in a row, are they going to do two in a row like they did on the blue side?
Mm-hmm.
And they put in a they they didn't. They blew it out. Then they put in a third one. But they didn't really go that much higher. This is where I had you getting in a short. So if there's a combination of them blowing out the divergences and then holding them, we're probably in a range.
Yeah.
And often the way you can tell you're in a range is when you start to see these divergences, like the pinks are kind of roughly in the same price.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had the two blues by each other at the
Yeah.
bottom. All these pinks up here are roughly in the same area. Yeah, that's a big one. So you can also expand it to larger ones. The bigger the divergence is, however, because there was a big one just like this when you got into your best long today
Mm-hmm.
and it blew out hard because on a fractal level, the small ones were getting blown out. So the bigger they are, the more hardcore the blowout is.
I wonder if I can find that because that would really hammer home
You
this
might want to
idea.
see it on a 3 minute.
Um,
It might be on a 30-second too.
yeah, let me do the 30-second because that's going to look a little better. Let me delete all these drawings. So I think it was right here. So we've got
Is that pre-market?
no.
Look, it goes even further though. You could even draw it further back to the left. You could go to that other pivot up there.
Oh yeah.
See how big that is? Like, look how much time has surpassed it.
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of micro cell divergence. Look, close mouth. It spans for what? How long? How much time?
Pointer. This was 8:42. It's 1901. It's 20 minutes.
And then there was a bunch of smaller cell divergences that were just shitting themselves on the way up.
Mm.
So that's fractal.
Yeah.
And then boom, they jammed it. So let's let's start seeing what's going on. Like currently.
I gotta get rid of all this shit.
So start looking for divergences. Usually you want to go pivot to pivot.
Yeah.
So there's actually a buy side currently from the current price action from the lowest pivot to here. Yeah. Open mouth. Now I'm not really seeing too much more. Because if you look at the top of the price action where it was at the top, it really it's still an open mouth.
Yeah.
So that's not really a good divergence. Where else would there be any more? Let me see if I can spot one. Not really seeing any.
There's kind of one here. It's so subtle though.
Okay, draw it. But what do you notice about that? It's a closed mouth.
Yeah.
What do buy sides have to be? Open.
Okay.
No, look at the spoofing in there. There was a 4-bar spoof, a 2-bar spoof, and then another 2-bar spoof.
Yeah.
That's why that looks that way. See, even you could draw from the price action, the last pivot on the price action. So there is a divergence on the top side, but it's going the wrong way. It would be open mouth. So from the current, yeah, from there over. See, it's not right. See, it's an open mouth on the top.
Mhm.
The top should be closed. So that's telling us there's spoofing going on. And then if you look at your white bars, you can clearly see that. So this buy side divergence actually held really well. Notice how the price action really has, okay, there's another one right there.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can see how clear that is. So draw from pivot to pivot, a blue line. Massive open mouth, right?
Yeah.
So we know that that's very wide. So go ahead and go potentially look for a long. Oh, let's see if they break it. So now the buy side actually just failed. Immediate fail. Well, that's telling us the buyers really aren't as strong as we think. They were strong down below, but up here, they're not very strong.
Mm-hmm.
See, the price action blew out. And they're spoofing it low, so that's telling us they want to go low. So if those buyers failed, maybe this next row of buyers is going to start to fail, and it kind of is. So let's look for a pullback. Get the delta to balance. See, there's a reclaim. Once they get to the top of the book, look for a short. Oh, there it is. Go ahead and get in it.
Okay. 31.25.
You're gonna need to they might take that big bar. See how they're overshooting on the delta.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do here. They're spoofing it low, so they're cracking that divergence. Get it for a point or two or whatever. Just take a point.
Yeah, I got a point on it.
Are you seeing how the narrative is starting to come together with all of this?
Yeah.
Do you see how much? I mean, are you just saying that, or are you really seeing it?
It still hurts my brain. I
Okay.
do think that if there's anything that I am excited about from this conversation, it's to track this book balancing, because I do see how fucking important it is now. The divergences, while I am excited about those, and I understand them a lot more now than I did fucking 30 minutes ago. If for me, it's gonna be screen time. I'm just gonna have to keep fucking tracking those before I can really understand them. You know, um, I think I get the mechanics of them now. I just need to work on identifying them and having that subconscious pattern recognition.
Well, there's a sell side divergence here. Look at your delta pivots. You're going to usually want to be looking at your pivots. So, yeah, right where your cursor is, up to up. Sellers are fucking digging, dude. Notice how they're taking the fucking the mass amount of book back.
Yeah.
See how so you want to draw a reclaim potentially to see how much is left on it. So when you see that white box close up, you know the book is balanced.
Yeah.
It's a closed mouth. It's a relatively aggressive angle too. There is a little bit of spoofing up because it is diverging the other way on the top side. But we can see that it was like a 3-bar spoof up. 3-bar spoof up. So they are spoofing up. So that's telling me they're trying to balance the book. And they immediately failed the cell divergence. Now let's see if they put in another cell divergence in roughly this area as the book gets balanced. If they put in a second cell balance or a second cell divergence, which they are, you can see the price action is briefly slanting. This more recent price action has a slant to it.
Yeah.
So draw your divergence. It's so brief. You can just make it out right there. Boom. Boom. Well, it would be the other way, I believe. You don't have the bars matched and go from top to top. Yeah, like that. So they're breaking it again, though, on the price action. So they've briefly broke the sell divergence twice now. Scroll to the left. I think you're not getting all your price action.
Here.
So they are breaching it again. If they put in a third divergence, look for a short.
put one in briefly there now. Very brief. Like it's not as aggressive though, it's more flat.
Some book balancing here. They're breaking it again. But when they're breaking it, they're just like top ticking it. They're spoofing it up. By side divergence slightly. You can see it. The price is a tick above.
Look over here.
It was on the bottom, blue bottom. But now they busted it. But they're fucking. There is some reloading going on. It's not like heavily diverged. Now it's getting there. They're spoofing it up. Stay on top of your divergences.
Do you see any?
Yeah, they're well, not quite. They are spoofing up. Let's see if they put in another.
Kind of see a
Make sure you draw your reclaims though, too. That's open mouth. Remember, top has to be closed. They're probably going to try to run it into that sell side up there in the 31s, maybe. Very two-way. They're not. Oh, they spoofed it low. They're unidirectional. Looks like there's a brief buy side. You can see it. Look at your bottom pivots. It helps to keep the bars tall, yeah. You can see it right there from there to there. But we've had two in a row kind of fail. There was another smaller one. There's another, they're spoofing it low. Cell side, do you see it? Look at your PA pivot to pivot.
Um, that.
And they flipped it and notice where it is in conjunction where the buy side is. They literally did a support resistance flip. So it's going to help. I need you to start coloring those lines like blue or red. So you can start to get the colors. But if you notice, yeah, you probably need a hotkey or have like tool config 1 and 2 and then make
Yeah.
one of them
I've
just
tried
so
doing that
do.
in the past. I'm gonna have to fucking drive into it again.
It's really easy. Do you have a config button up there or no?
What do you mean?
You go to tools, add. No. Go to let's see, where's a tool? You can add a configuration button somehow.
Oh, maybe customize control bar. Okay, let me get rid of some of these because I don't need these anymore.
It's gonna be under global settings. Let me know when you're ready. Global settings, customize control bar. Okay. Yeah, and then you're gonna add control bar 1, whatever you're using, and there should be tool config 1 and 2. There should be something called tool config.
Custom drawing tool.
No, it should be called config. Open that. Tool config. There you go. So add a 1 and then add a 2.
Okay. And then
And once it's on your
properties.
toolbar,
Okay, so I've got them here.
where are they? Okay, so right click one of them. So make sure do you have a line? So click the line tool.
Yeah.
No, like click it physically on there you go.
Right here.
Yeah, now right click tool config 1.
Configure button.
Yeah, or it's the customize. Yeah, now make that magenta or blue, whichever one you want to do first.
Here, I'll do yeah, let me do that color. Okay. And then just leave it at that, or do I have to save the configuration?
Just okay, it'll work.
Okay.
And then do number 2.
Make that magenta. Okay.
And then if you do like a different thing, if you had your boxes or whatever, your extending rectangle, when that's selected, you can change the colors in tool config 1 and 2 as well.
Okay.
So now you can draw red and blue, but they had basically where that yellow and that pink is, they immediately flipped, so it went sort of support resistance. Find some more. It looks like they're seller diverging still. See, that's not the right shape. It should be more of an open mouth.
Yeah.
It's more on the sell side. It's not quite as obvious, but you can see it. So go to the left. See your delta where the first big red bar is on the delta to the left.
Yeah.
Go down 1. Go down to the next one, and then that green bar right at the bottom right there, draw a magenta line.
on
here
the
from there all the way to the top. So all the way to the right where there's a hardcore pivot.
that.
Yeah. It's more stealth looking, but it has the shape. Or alternately, you could pull that bar back and just that ranged area, it diverges slightly. So draw your micro range from there to where the puke was. So it's slightly flat and then draw it. Yeah, pull that back. See, and it just so subtly has it. That blue bar doesn't matter. That's not the right. It's not open mouth. Close. Get rid of it. Just keep looking for them.
I do got to get out of here soon.
Okay.
But I recorded all this, so I'm gonna rewatch it later. There's a very faint one here. No, I need this one.
See, that's the wrong direction. It's closed mouth. Blue is always open.
Oh yeah, blue is open. You're right.
You have a sell side though for sure from the highest pivot to the highest pivot on the price action.
Where?
So see how you have a double top on the price action? So go to the most recent pivot to yep, there to there. You had it your cursor in the right
Oh,
spot.
right here.
Yeah, from there over pink. And then do it on the same as the bars. See? And it's diverging again. It has a second stage of divergence
Yeah.
kicking in. Look how flat it is.
Yeah.
But now they're breaching it just slightly. So where you drew the last pivot, draw another. See, now they're breaching it. See, now it's no longer valid. So we know they're breaching that area. If they're breaching that area, that's telling us the sellers they're done.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably going to trend it up. Look for a bit of book balance. So just to zoom in on your reclaims, try to get and get along. Get them to pull back some of that shaded area. See if they pull that shaded area. There's real buying. So we never really got an opening to get into that, but we can see how it is rising.
Yeah, it's kind of steamrolling.
They're hitting that other sell divergence from way earlier that was more aggressive. So they're going through that as well. This could go like pretty. They're really jamming shit. I would look for some pullback. Or it's just going to keep going. But there you go. I mean, so we're calling really good trades here. And it's I guess before you go, so remember there's three main types of manipulation. Wash trading,
Mm-hmm.
which hides the true intention, the true market orders. So how do we remove the wash trading, the delta?
Yeah.
Then there's reloading. That's the second type of manipulation. How do we see it? The delta via reclaims. Or not reclaims, divergences. Then there's the third type, which is spoofing. So wash, reload, spoof. How do we see all three of these things? Wash, reload, spoof. Well, you don't really need to worry about wash trading
Yeah.
because now you can see it. You can now you're starting to see the reload process. Which is the diverging.
Yeah.
Spoofing is obviously probing and testing to see if there's any other buyers or sellers, and they're pretty unidirectional today. They're playing both sides. And then book balance. They always balance the book at in some form or fashion. They're always trying to hit a reclaim on the book.
Yeah.
So are they reloading it? Are they trying to spoof into it to get it to balance? What are they doing? And your job is to put all of that together and figure out the story.
Yeah. I recorded all this, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rewatch it tomorrow with like a pen and paper, and I'm just gonna fucking jot down notes because I think that just not that I'm ever gonna read those notes again. I'm gonna write them down and then forget about them, but the act of writing them down helps
Well, yeah,
cement
it's
it.
no different than marking up your charts in a
Yeah,
review.
yeah, just it cements it. So I'll do that tomorrow along with my review.
All right, cool.
So I'm gonna take you out of here, man. No trading for me tomorrow, but I'll be back Thursday.
All right.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
So it's very evident where we need to practice now. So
Yeah,
you need to get this because
yeah,
I've called out really good trades.
yeah. I should be able to implement the book balancing starting now, and then divergences are something I'm gonna track and hopefully get better at and implement more into my system as time goes on.
All right. I'll talk to you later, man.
See ya.